guys. Welcome. Can somebody wave to me if you can hear me? Can somebody wave to me so that I know you can hear me? Can someone just wave to me so that I know you can hear me? You're welcome. Thank you very much for waving. Yes, thank you very much. You're welcome. Today I'm going to be discussing how to move to Georgia, okay? So I have someone who's lived there for a while now, and she'll be sharing her experience and telling us all we need to know and how to move and how to go about it. I'm in my car. I know it's because I'm at work. I'm working, so the only way to do this is to come into my car, do it, and then go back to work. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. So I'm just waiting for her to join us, and once she's joined, I will bring her in to join us. Okay. I will bring her in to join us. I'm just waiting for her to join us now. Keep coming in. Today we're talking Georgia. Guys, always remember that I provide information about alternatives to Georgia. I'm not talking about Georgia, United States. I'm talking about Georgia as a country, okay? Georgia as a country, one of the countries in Europe, which is easy to move into. Remember, I always provide you with alternatives to Canada, UK, and US. You don't need to run to those countries. There are other places you can go to, okay? There are other places you can go to. So I'm just waiting for her to accept, and then we can start. I'm just waiting for her to accept, and then we can start. I've sent her the invitation. I'm just waiting for her to accept it, so we can start talking about Georgia. Guys, on my YouTube channel, don't worry, I can talk about Ukraine some other time. On my YouTube channel, you have information about Poland, Japan, Norway, Sweden, many countries you can go to, okay? If you want to go to Canada, I also have information on my YouTube. All you need to do is just check Wakawaka Doctor on YouTube and you find me. Norway, Finland, Sweden, I have all the details on my YouTube channel, okay? It's Wakawaka Doctor and you'll find me there. Hey, Casey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
It's nice. Yeah, I can hear you. It's nice to be speaking to you. So we want to start. I've heard so much about Georgia. Unfortunately, I haven't been there at all. It was one of the countries I was due to visit, Georgia and Malta, before COVID decided to do the way it did. Okay, so let's start quickly. Let's start quickly. Tell us about Georgia. What's Georgia like? What's the place like? Do you have a lot of Africans there? What's the food like? What's the climate like? What's the currency there? Transport system? Give it to us. Sell Georgia to us.
All right. I'm so happy to be here today. So actually, I stay in Tbilisi, Georgia, which is the capital city of Georgia. I just got to know that Kutaisi used to be the oldest, or is the oldest city in Georgia, actually. Georgia is a very small country of about 4 million. They used to be like 3 million before, but because of the influx of
immigrants,
people now, of immigrants now, it's like over 4.5 or 4 million now. And it's located in the eastern part of Europe. So it's like in the Euro-Asian region. basically. So this Caucasian area and all of those Caucasus area and all of that. So Georgia is actually um, for the last almost 10 years now, that's been like when the influx of foreigners started coming in more often and more frequently. And Nigeria used to be Nigerians, in fact, every country could come into Georgia using e-visas. Like you didn't have to go to the embassy and all of that.
Yes, yes, I
But
know.
as at 2000, as at 2016, 15, when I was supposed to come, that was when they banned Nigerians due to some problems and issues like that. Yeah. So, but now you can come into Georgia through applications for Africans. If you have to come in, you have to go to either Ethiopia, Europe, or South Africa. These are the only three countries available to apply to, either in person or using a representative. So
Okay, we'll
basically,
talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But let's talk about the country. How's the country?
um, it's a developing country, honestly, just like Nigeria. But the only difference is just that at least the government have a little more conscience and they're able to provide the basic needs of a human being. There is electricity, there are good roads, there is water supply, and the gas, all of these things. And yeah, it's their currency. The currency is gel. That's the Georgian lari. The Georgian lari is currently it's 3.3 to $1.
And how much?
3.3 gel to
How
one
much to
dollar.
naira? Because every currency is better than the naira. How much to the naira?
To naira is about it used to be 130, it used to be 120 and then rose to 130, but I think currently now it's around 115, or let's just say 120,
So
between 115 and
one
120 naira.
Georgia Tbilisi is still 150 naira.
As in just there, I don't even know. I'm tired.
What's the language there? What's the language there?
In Georgian, it's called Katuli.
Okay.
It's called Katuli.
But do you
So,
find?
but they also speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
They also speak Russian because they were part of the former Soviet Union
Okay.
states.
Do you
Yeah,
find people
so
that
a
speak
large
English in
population.
Georgia?
Um, very few understand English, and even fewer are able to speak good English. So, but mostly the younger population, the older population, it's really hard, except for people that maybe studied abroad and came back, and at least for some doctors that we've met in school and all of that. Yeah,
So it
but
means that if you're
generally.
moving to Georgia, you need to learn the language.
Yes, I would advise that in addition to learning the language, maybe it's better to start with Russian, because Russian will give you, you'll be able to communicate with a wider range of people instead of only Georgian language. But it'll be good if you learn Georgian language, but Russian language as well, because a good number of the majority of the population also understand Russian, and they speak Russian, and it will help in terms of job
Okay.
opportunities. So most of the foreigners here that have some form of job, some of them learn Russian, or they know how to speak Russian. I don't know how they learned it because I've been trying. It's
Tell
not
us a
been
bit
working.
about the
So
food. Tell us a bit about the food. How's the food like?
the food, okay, mostly okay, the staple food they have here is their cheese, potatoes, and that's Irish potatoes. They love wine, so if you're a wine lover, then you love Georgia. And then there's other food. They have like different kinds of vegetables and all of that. But
Would you
basically,
find African food?
Nigerian African food, I would say, is not very common as you find in Ukraine, because of Ukraine. You have a larger population of Africans in Ukraine than in Georgia. Georgia is just where Africans started migrating to recently. So there are stores, for very few compared to Ukraine, where you can find almost anything you want. But sometimes these things get scarce. So not just only African stores, you can actually get some African foodstuffs from Indian stores. So for us, we buy beans, things like beans, palm oil, okra from Indian stores. So,
Okay.
but due to this pandemic now, they've not been able to bring in some of these things. In fact, they started growing okra here in Georgia. Like Indians started growing okra here in Georgia. I know they do all sorts of business. So,
Okay. Even
yeah.
even even here, I mean, around Europe, if you don't want to go to African stores, you can go to Indian stores and Pakistani stores. And some people want to know what's the weather like.
Currently, okay, they have the four winter, summer, autumn, and spring. The winter starts like somewhere around ending of November till like March. Yeah, but it's coldest in January mostly.
How cold?
So you
How
can get
cold?
well, not as cold as like other European countries. It's the coldest I've seen is like -10.
Whew,
The Yeah, the coldest I've experienced is -10.
that's very cold.
But yeah, it
But
doesn't. Yeah, it's cold.
yeah, that's cold. But
And
people,
during summer, it
yeah,
can get as hot as 40 degrees.
40 degrees. Well, weather is the least of our problems. I'm sure people can survive. Let's go to the crux of the
Yeah.
matter. When I have these discussions with people, and even on my YouTube channel, what I always tell people is that there are various ways to move into countries. Okay, some people go via different means. Is it the same with Georgia? How can someone from Ghana or Nigeria or Cote d'Ivoire or people listening, what are the ways they can take to move into Georgia?
Well, the most common route is education.
Okay,
Coming
most
in for
common route.
education, either first degree or second degree. I've hardly seen people come in through job opportunities. It's rare because, to some extent, there is a level of unemployment here, and so they kind of secure jobs mostly for their own indigens or their own citizens. So, but when you come in and you're already in, if for example, if you know the language, if you really know the language, it will help you a lot, because then you can really connect, network, and meet people and have different kinds of opportunities. But aside that, coming into Georgia through job opportunities, I think is rare. It's very rare. It's mostly
Okay,
due education or maybe
education.
visits or
So you're
something like
telling us now that the
that.
easiest way to come into Georgia is through education. Now, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to sell Georgia to us. Tell us how we're going to come in if we want to apply to school, scholarship opportunities, what's the process like, visa application, how you did it and how anybody else can do it, scholarships, tuition fees, things like that. Go ahead.
Okay, so but before then, I forgot to add this. For example, in terms of, they also have like opportunities to invest. So people that come to invest either buy properties and things like that. That is also a good way to either get their permanent residence permit. And also a lot of people, for example, these Arabs and Iraqis and people like that, they buy properties and they come into stay. So they try to even cut down. They even started making it a bit stricter in that sense, because they were like flooding in. So that is another route. If you have the money, you can do that. So for Georgia, I came into Georgia as a student. I came as a transfer student. I was able to apply. The process was, now looking at it, the process is way easier than people may think it is. I don't think that, as long as you have your credentials, you have your passport, you have your YX certificate, or if you're someone that already have a degree, if you have your degree certificate and you have, what else, your birth certificate, that's just all you need to apply. And once you apply for the admission, in a week or two, depending on the university, they give you a feedback and they give you like a placement letter or an acceptance letter which will now tell you that you're supposed to pay for your admission fee. So the admission fee is usually about $200. It could be, currently it's $200. They use it to process your documents. They take it to the Ministry of Education for approval. So it takes about 30 days to get that approval. Once it gets approved, they give you the approval letter. And with that approval letter, and of course, when you pay your fees and the school gives you an invitation letter, the invitation letter with your approval letter, your financial statement, and the rest of things that they ask of you, you apply for the visa. So for different countries, there are different places where you can go to. But for Africans, you have just 3 embassies in Africa where you can go to. But if you have visas to there are about over 50 countries that if you have their visas, you can actually come into the country for between 90 to 180 days. And that includes Schengen countries, EU countries, UK, US, Canada. They are all up to 53 countries. So if you have their visas, you can come in for about 90 to 180 days, and you don't need to apply for the visa. And then when you come in, you then apply for the temporary residence permit. But you should do that at least 40 days before the expiration of whatever document that is keeping you legal in the country. So minimum of 40 days, because lots of people have been sent back because they didn't know the time duration of that. And a lot of people, they don't know when they come to the country, either the agent doesn't tell them or something, and they get into trouble. So once you get your admission, which doesn't take anything, and you get your approval letter in 30 days, and you apply for your visa, which takes about 30 days or even less. That's it. That's it for the admission process.
Okay, and what's tuition fees like? What's the website people can go to get admission? What about scholarships?
All right, so for the whole process, if you want to apply for the admissions, you go to the school's website. If you want to apply for the visas, you go to geoconsul.gov.ge. I'm going to type it in the comments.
Okay.
In the comment section, and then I hope if I do this, I'm not going to go off, right?
No, just type in the comment section.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it for this thing. So for what's it called now? The scholarships. There isn't really any specific website where you can go to get where you can find lots of scholarships, maybe government scholarships or things like that. Usually, whatever scholarships you have here in Georgia is dependent on the school you're attending. So there are various packages depending on what the school offers you. So for example, I just did a video with a friend from New Vision. So she told me about her own scholarship process. They give you the admission when you come. They give you the scholarship when you come into the school. So some of them don't even know that they have scholarship, and I don't know why they hide it, but you just have to find out. So you get these scholarships, and you should have like a certain grade. If not, it will be taken away. And then some other schools.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for some other schools, the scholarships can come in form of maybe having a certain GPA at the end of the semester, attending conferences and things like that. So all these activities you do, they would give you like a discount for your next semester and all of that. But some schools don't give at all, like my school.
What's the tuition fee?
Okay, the tuition fee. The tuition fee, it depends on the course. So I know most people come here to study medicine or like nursing. So, excuse me. So for medicine, it's usually between 4,000 to 7,000. That's the range of most schools. But TSMU, I think their school fees is now up to 8,000 or 9,000. And then they have a program medical program still in the TSMU where they have like an affiliation with schools in the US, and you can ride the USMLE, and that's like a straight path to US. So that one is more expensive, like $13,000. So, but I don't know, not everyone takes that route.
So
but the range of
medicine,
fees is between 4,500. And then nursing is a bit less.
Say that again, between what?
Between $4,500 to 7,000 or 8,000. That's the range.
That's for
for like
medicine. But
most
what about people
medical
that are not
schools.
studying medicine? What's the fees like?
School fees are between per year, annually is what I'm talking about, could be between 2,000, 2,500, or even 1,000 something, depending on the school and depending on the course.
Is that in dollars, United States dollars?
In dollars, yes, in
So
dollars.
you're saying that school fees can be as low as $1,500 per year if you want to come to Georgia, and it could
Yes,
be
depending on the
2,000,
cost.
2,005 depending on the cost. That's not
500.
expensive. That's not
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
What's the name of the
Even
website
for
again?
master's program, you can get at that fee, at that price.
Okay, what's the website again for admissions you said?
For admissions, no, I said the website I was typing in is for the website where you can go to apply for the visas. You see all the
Yeah.
information
Okay.
about the visa application.
Okay.
Yeah, for scholarships, for admissions, you have to go directly to the school's website. So if you know the name of the university, you just type it in and you contact them from
And
there.
as a
Just send them
student,
an
are
email
you
or give them
allowed to work while you are in school?
students work, and that's not a problem. It's just if you're able to find one, and if you're able to, as long as you're able to um work around your schedule, then you're good to go.
Okay, so
There is no
there's a
restriction.
work
There's no
permit that
time
allows you.
restriction.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
there is no
someone is
restriction.
asking, what are the chances of someone who's over 30 gaining an undergraduate admission in Georgia?
They don't look at age.
They don't look at
They don't look
age.
at age.
Okay.
No,
Okay. So
there's no age restrictions
guys, let me
on the
give you a
graduate program.
summary. Let me give you a summary of what Casey has been saying is that, you see, my own, what I've always been preaching is, if you want to move out of Nigeria, just move. Take that first step. When you get to where you're going, you can now use it as a stepping stone to other places, okay? And I always preach that you might not have enough money to go to Canada or US or any of these glamorous places, but there are other countries that are open, okay? And so long as you can afford the fees, which are very, very small, maybe like 1.5 million naira, if you have like $1,500 or $2,000, that will be enough for you to have your tuition fee, okay? And you pay, I mean, your tuition, you get your admission via the website she has given, and then that's it. It's easy. What's the proof of funds like when you want to apply for visas? How much do you need as proof of funds?
I'm going to say that like there isn't any stipulated amount like written on the website, but I think it's logical if you have at least the fee for if you're coming as a student, at least you should have the amount in your account should include at least the fee that you pay for the first year, and the amount of money that would carry you on for at least 6 months or a year for upkeep,
Okay.
right? So for example, let's say you're living on an average of $300 per month, or $250, $250 to $300 per month. Calculate it for like 6 months or 1 year, and then calculate your fee of, let's say, 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000. So convert it to naira at whatever exchange rate, and then that
People
should
are
be
asking
at least
again.
an average. Should be.
People are asking again, what's that website? Can you call it out so that they have it? Geoconsole,
Okay. Yeah,
geoconsole.gov.ge.
GeoConsole. Yes, the gov.ge.
geoconsole.gov.ge. geoconsole.gov.ge. That's the website. Okay. geoconsole.gov.ge. All right. Now, what about racism?
These places, I wouldn't say that they are quite. I wouldn't say that they are outrightly racist. They are not. Um, as always, you always find different kinds of people everywhere. They are really super nice people, really nice ones, and there are just a few of them you meet here and there, different occasions, and you just shrug it off and go away, because you always see unreasonable people, one time or the other, either in the bus or on the streets, mostly maybe people that are drunk, because they drink a lot. So many of the guys, they just misbehave. So you just have to stay away. Once you just see someone acting somehow, just stay clear of them. That's
Okay.
it. But generally, there isn't any harsh form of racism here. And in terms of safety, people actually, you can actually roam freely at night, and like there isn't
Any problem? Okay.
issue of
You have been in
violence.
Georgia now for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, I came in 2016. Yes.
2016. So for people who want to move, who are looking for, opportunities abroad, they don't have a lot of money. You've told us that education is the best route. Would you advise them to take that step? What's your advice, basically?
For you mean for people that are coming to either to build a life here or
To
just
build,
to come to study and
no,
immigrate?
of course, as a source of, as a way to migrate. Not nobody wants to travel abroad and go back home. The idea is, okay, if they want to live their life in Georgia, they want to use it as a stepping stone to move away. What's your advice?
Um, Coming here as a pathway to move to somewhere, of your choice, to any place of your choice, it's not a bad decision, right? Um, from here, I've been able to get visas to like different countries without any issue. And if you're coming in here as a student, either to study, for example, as long as you're learning in English and you want to apply for a master's program in Canada or anywhere else you want to apply to, as long as they taught you in English and your transcript is in English and your certificate is in English, what your school needs to do is to write a letter to show that your study was in English, and that's what you need. Except maybe the school you're applying to is insisting on maybe IELTS or anything. So migrating from here is not an issue. You can apply for visas here easily and get it as long as you have all your documents ready. I think that it's a good idea to start from here because you have a low cost of living. Transportation is cheap. Like I don't think about when I think about things I'm spending on, I don't consider transportation as part of it. So transportation is cheap, and feeding is relatively cheap, except for the whole issue that arisen throughout this period. So cost of living is low, and you can be able to manage yourself before you find where you want to go to, and it's easier that way.
Okay, okay,
As
good.
long as you plan yourself early, start early and just have your plan.
Okay, so tell them, if people have questions and comments and queries, how can they reach you?
Okay, I'm here on Instagram at Casey Dana. I also have a YouTube channel. It's also Casey Dana. You can also contact me on Twitter or email. My email it's on my YouTube channel as well. So you can also send me an email if you want to. Yeah.
All right, guys. So before I go and before I ask her the last question, this is it. Georgia is, let me just give a summary. Georgia is one of the countries in between Europe and Asia. She said they have, well, very fair weather conditions. It can be cold, it can be hot sometimes, extremes of as low as 10 and as high as 40 degrees. Their currency is about 130 naira to one Georgian currency. And she also told us that the best way to migrate will be through the education route. It's often difficult to come from where you are into Georgia if you're looking to seek a job. So the best route is to come in via education. She said all you need is your passport, your transcript, documents to prove who you are, and an admission. She gave a website which is www. Sorry, she said you can find admission online, and when you get into the country, you will be able to get scholarships. There are a lot of scholarships available. She gave a website, www.geoconsul.gov.ge, where you can find information about Georgia and how to apply for visa. She did say that if you have if you're applying from Africa, at the moment you can only apply from 3 places. Ethiopia is one of them, and what are the 2 other countries you can apply from?
South Africa and
South Africa,
Ethiopia and Egypt.
Ethiopia and Egypt. Those are the places you can apply for visa from. She also said that if you have visas of 53 other countries, you can just go into Georgia. If you have Dubai visa, Canadian visa, American visa, Schengen visa, you can easily go into Georgia. Tuition fees are very low as 1,500 United States dollars USD, depending on the course, and as high as 7,000 USD if you're studying medicine. But nursing should be in between, and if you're studying art courses and commercial courses, could be between 1,500 and 3,000 US dollars per year. For proof of funds, all you need to show is your school fees in your account and enough money to be able to take care of yourself, your rent and your feeding. So I assume that if you have like 2 million, 2.5 million in your account as proof of funds, that will be enough to get you a visa. She said that you can also, when you're resident in Georgia, you'll be able to work. So you have permit to be able to work while you study. I think Georgia is a good place to use as a stepping stone to go elsewhere in Europe, Asia, or America, if that's the situation. My idea, like I've always told you, is just move. Don't create excuses. Oh, I have to get 10 million before I go to the UK. I have to get 5 million before I go to Canada. No, just look for somewhere you can move to, and from there you spring to other places. You can find that on Instagram. It's KC_Dana. KC_Dana. She would answer all your questions. She also has a YouTube channel that tells you everything about Georgia. Okay. It's also KC_Dana, and you'll find her there. After this video, I'm going to save this video on my Instagram feed so that you can watch anytime you want to know how to go to Georgia. I'll also put it on my YouTube channel. Again, all you need to go to Georgia is find a school with a course you want to study, apply for admission on the website of that school. There are a lot of scholarships available in that university, and you will get one. Okay, have your international passport, have passport photographs, have your transcripts, have a documentation to show that you were taught in English. It doesn't have to be IELTS. Just have your school write up a document to say you were taught in English, and apply for a visa. That's it. You're done. You're going to Georgia. I hope I have been able to summarize, isn't it?
You're a very good student.
Okay, so before we go, tell us final words about Georgia. What else do you want to tell people?
If you're looking for a place to come for a vacation, Georgia is a very good place. You should try coming to Georgia. They have really beautiful landscapes and all of that. And yeah, you can. Georgia is a place you can come to and just experience, like have a different experience, basically, because a lot of people haven't discovered this place, and it would just be something different from every other place you've been to. And if you want to come here to study, the process is just as easy as anything. It's easy. It's not very complicated.
Not
you don't even need an agent for it.
You don't even need an agent for it. It's as simple as that. All right, Casey, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you on my Instagram live. Guys, send her a DM. She will answer you on Instagram. It's KC_Dana. She will answer you, DANNA. She will answer you. Just send her a DM, anything about Georgia, and that will be it. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you very much, Casey. Some other time we'll have this chat. Thank you, guys. Bye.